Hello there, my good friends. Your faithful friend here once again, Marvin Mukanaka. Thank you for streaming across or stumbling across this YouTube channel. I really appreciate your presence and your support. Thanks to all you subscribers. I'm always grateful for every moment that you spend here on this channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hopefully you do think of subscribing. So please do subscribe, like, and share. Share the education, share the information far and wide, so we continue to educate ourselves and improve ourselves. And last but not least, please do not forget to comment. A bit of sad news that I want to share today. I know you're fully aware of the war that's going on in Gaza, the Israel-Palestine war. I don't know what other name. I guess it's even evolved into different names now. But yeah, so this has been going on for a very, very long time. I think that a lot of us are exhausted because obviously this is bad news. So and the problem with bad news is that when you hear too much of it, it suffocates you. So a lot of us have kind of just moved away. But at the same time, we can't ignore the fact that this war is going on, and more of us need to speak up against that war. And hopefully things will eventually develop into some kind of resolution. That's what we all hope for and pray for. Now, part of the sad news that I want to share today is a recent development where it's been reported. The United Nations have reported this, and there are other outlets. I'm going to read the report for you from, this one was done by Euromed Human Rights Monitor. Okay, Euromed's Human Rights Monitor. So, and this report was published on the 27th of June 2024. So it's only about 10 days from that time and the time of recording this. It's only been about 10 days. This is extremely sad. And so I'm talking about how that now dogs are being used, or Israeli soldiers are using dogs to kill people, to maul people, and even to rape women. From the reports that I've read, it's not just men that are raped by these dogs, even men. So I don't know. I don't know how that makes you feel. I don't know. There's certain things I think you've heard me say. It's even hard to comprehend. It's even hard to put it in words. How that normal human beings in the right frame of minds can do things like this. Now, when you think about this war is about territory. And really, if all you want is territory, you have to ask yourself, why dehumanize human beings to this extent? I mean, understand that women are being raped by men. That's the first thing. And then now they are having these women raped by dogs. So I have quite a few questions here. And let me just read this in part, and then I can share some of those concerns or share those questions that I have in my mind. This is extremely disturbing. All right. So he says that the Israeli military is using police dogs to systematically attack Palestinian civilians during operations in the Gaza Strip. The dogs are also used to intimidate, beat, sexually assault prisoners and detainees in Israeli detention facilities. You hear that? It's chilling. It's chilling. Numerous incidents of Israeli forces using large police dogs during military operations in the Strip have been recorded by the Euromed Monitor field team, particularly during raids of homes, shelters, and medical facilities. These ways, including checking out sites before raids without having to enter them by strapping surveillance cameras to dogs' backs, as well as allowing dogs to repeatedly maul and otherwise attack civilians without any interference from members of the Israeli army. In fact, according to testimonies, Israeli forces often order the dogs to attack civilians and then mock the victims of the attacks. The part that I'm interested in is the next one here. The Israeli army's systemic use of dogs during home raids suggests that the recent attack on Dolat al-Tanani, an elderly woman in Gaza City, whose mauling by a dog was caught on video and went viral, is not an isolated incident. Rather, her case came to light because it was captured on camera and published. So this is not an isolated case. This is just what was caught on camera and then published. Now understand that this is a time of war, so people don't have the luxury of just filming anything they feel like, anytime they feel like, no. But this was by chance captured on camera and then published. And this is not an isolated case. That means that these things are ongoing. They are common. So the questions I have is these. Number one, these are police dogs. I don't know how many of you remember a video I did where I talked about the unusual connection between white people and animals. And I particularly talked about dogs. Now, in this case, we are seeing police dogs. All right? So the question then is, when did these police dogs come to the knowledge or become knowledgeable or become proficient in having sex with women? When? Because this war has been going on for close to a year, 8 months, 10 months, thereabout. So obviously these dogs were not trained when the war started. Because remember, dogs grow through stages. Just like human beings, they go through puberty and then they become sexual. Before a particular age, dogs are not sexual. They can never engage sexually, never. So that means that these dogs, the people that trained these dogs, because they're police dogs, so they're trained dogs. They're professional dogs, if anything, if I can put it that way. They are properly trained to do certain things. Do you understand? So when were they trained to rape women or to rape human beings? When were they trained to do that? So for me, the easy answer is these dogs have been involved in these practices for eternity. It means that the people who are training these dogs, or the policemen who are training these dogs, have been doing this for ages. This is common practice. So the question is, who were they being trained on? Who were they being trained on? Because there's no, the whole thing just takes your breath away to just think about. Now, guys, this should be an eye-opener. Because when you combine what I'm sharing with you today and the video that I did where I talked about the common connection, the uncommon connection, where white people have this passion or obsession to make animals do certain things that are just out of the normal. I don't understand that. And we're seeing it at play again here. We're seeing it. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. So I think that alone for me is mind-blowing enough, is disturbing enough to just think about. Because I really thought that I'd ask so many questions. But just that question alone, because it tells you everything you need to know. That behind the scenes, before this war, dogs are trained to have sex with human beings. Or at least to sexually abuse human beings. They are trained to do so. So the question then is, who are they trained on? What people are used to train these dogs? So at the end of the day, the only logical answer is, somewhere, somehow, these dogs have a privilege of having sex with human beings. They have the privilege somewhere, somehow, of having sex with human beings. So when it comes to war, it's a natural thing for these. It's a natural thing for these dogs, because this doesn't happen overnight. A dog doesn't learn how to have sex with a human being overnight. It doesn't. No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a long, long time to condition these animals. Which brings me to another story I just saw on, I think it was Fox News, where a white woman again was caught and found guilty of engaging in sexual knowledge with a dog.
I didn't believe it till I was in court watching and listening to the accusations leveled against this Taylor woman. You guys said it. She's accused of having sexual relations with the family dog named Max. It's apparently all on camera now. Getting of a bad joke that turned terrible.
She did own up to performing these acts on Max.
The Taylor man says this week he caught his ex-girlfriend Brittany McClure on home surveillance cameras at their Taylor home they still share.
In that video, it shows defendant Brittany McClure lying on the living room floor on what appears to be a mattress covered with a blanket. She then removes the blanket and calls the dog over to her.
That's Taylor PD's detective Philip Collop, who had to analyze the 6-minute video.
This happens a lot. Very neurotic dog, needs a lot of attention.
And then you would think that this is bad. You would think that this is bad. Let me show you another report. This is even worse. A white woman found guilty, not by the courts, but investigations have proved that this woman was having sex with a dolphin. God. A dolphin. A dolphin. So now you see how serious the topic that I covered, where I was talking about the video where I did where I was talking about the uncommon connection between white people and animals. It's just it's mind-blowing. It takes your breath away. What is it about these people? What is it? There is something that is frighteningly unusual. Now, we go back to the Israel war, the war in Gaza. If really your mission is simply to displace people, take them out of the land and occupy the land, why do you have to do all of these things to these people? Get them raped by dogs. If all you want is the land, why go to this extreme? And mind you, we're talking about the people who are understood to be the chosen people of God. Why don't they just find a way to get these people off the land without engaging in these atrocities, in these forms of torture? So at the end of the day, you wonder, is this really about the land? Or is this really about these people just finding expression for who they are? This is nuts. Is this really about a war? Is this really about land? Or is this about these people trying to find an opportunity to express their evil desire, their evil nature, just put it on display, doing all these animalistic things? And what we're seeing here is actually just a drop in the ocean of what people do in Israel. We know that pedophiles have been running away from America and other parts of the world and finding refuge in Israel. So pedophiles are safe in Israel. So you have to ask yourself, what kind of practices are in Israel? The chosen people of God, the Holy Land. What kind of practices are in this country, are found in this country? And again, it casts the spotlight on the issue I brought in one of the video that I did on the uncommon connection between white people and animals. It shares the spotlight on that to say, something is out of sync here. Something is off. Again, we're seeing evidence of the fact that these people, there is something crazy. I don't even know what word to use. There is something that is off. Something is seriously wrong with these people. Because if this is just about winning a war and getting the land, why get women raped by dogs? For what? So, guys, I merely brought this to your attention. Help me out here as usual. Send me comments. Help me understand this. This is extremely sad. And I hope you share this podcast so more people can become engaged in trying to bring this war to an end. Too many innocent young kids have died, and they're going to be subjected to what I just shared with you. Think about that and find a way to participate to bring this war to an end. Send him comments. Let me hear what you have to say. For now, in light of this news, try to have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.